Blog Talk Radio.
You have now tuned in to a No BS show, where we bring you interviews with up-and-coming stars.
This is third generation superstar Lance and Life from the Simone family.
Legends.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Big Van Vader, the man who can.
This is Simon Dean, and I want you to stay in shape.
This is the New Effin' Show with Jerry Lynn.
Talk the most recent news and rumors in the world of pro wrestling with hosts that don't sell out. We give you a reality check.
All you fans out there, keep listening to Reality Cage Network, and guess what? There ain't a daggone thing you can do about it. See y'all.
Hi, I'm Amber O'Neill, and I'm here with the Bombshell Ladies of Wrestling, and you're listening to Reality Cage Network. Don't go anywhere.
This is the innovator of violence, Tommy Dreamer, and you're listening to Reality Cage Network. Get all your wrestling, fantasy baseball, pornography, and whatever the hell you want to listen to right here, taking you to the extreme.
And I am living in a material world, and I'm a material girl.
George.
Oh,
No, George.
Wait a minute. Are we live? Are we? Is it not? Oh shoot! I did again.
Yes, you did.
Okay. Well, welcome to Reality Check Radio. And I was about to say materialistic world again. Wow. Welcome to Reality Check Radio, folks. I am your host, Mr. Suavemente himself. Bésame mucho. For you English speakers out there, that is Mr. Soft. Kiss me a lot. George Alonso, and welcome to another great edition of Reality Check Radio. And I'm here with my awesome co-host. No, let me do that better. I am here with my awesome co-host, Paris Kelly. How are you tonight? What did you call me?
I called you a mark.
You told me to do that.
No, I did not. I never
yes,
put
you
words
did.
in my mouth. I never once said anything, George. I'm so mad at
boy.
you.
Why are you mad at me?
Because you kept on muting me every time I tried to talk to you.
But it was time for the show.
But no excuses.
Anyway, so welcome to another great edition of Reality Check Radio. Of course, the dysfunctional family that we are between Paris Kelly and myself. Even though I've protected her for the past past month, and all she does is continue hating me. So, guys, welcome to another great edition. We have a great show for you here tonight. For those who tuned in expecting Miss Nikki Adams, she will not be here tonight due to some professional obligations that she actually took upon. So she will not be here tonight. But instead, we do have some great up-and-coming independent superstars that are going to be on our program here tonight. One that's actually very familiar, two actually that are very familiar with you, Paris. One being Miss Jessica London, and the other one being Jeremy Awesome. So we got a great show here lined up for everyone here tonight. Paris, you know these two a little bit. You've done business with both of them. Can you give us a little bit of insight on both Jessica London and Jeremy Awesome?
Well, Jessica London, she actually was a special guest referee. I think it was 2 weeks ago whenever I had a match with Riley Hayes. And she's also a wrestling manager, and she's also a wrestler. And she is very good. she started out like kind of the same time as me with the wrestling, but she has managed for a lot of years. And she's just an all-around great person, and I love doing business with her. As far as Jeremy, he actually trained me a little bit here and there for wrestling, and he is one of the biggest names in the indie circuit in Mississippi. I won't give you a lot because, then they'll kind of take away from the interview, but he is very, very, very athletic, and we'll be touching bases on that for the people that want to know. And he's an all-around great person, too, and I would highly recommend both of them if anybody is wanting to book them, and also go check out both of their pages, and you'll see what they're all about.
Well, from what I'm also understanding, because I'm a big fan of CM Punk, to actually touch base first with Jeremy Awesome, from what I'm understanding, when we were first scheduling him for an interview here tonight, I understand the man is covered with 84 to 85 tattoos all over his body. And mind you, the point of his tattoos is that he does not just get them, to say, oh, I want some art on my chest. No, he actually has a story right behind each and every one of them. And as a matter of fact, CM Punk went on record in his documentary by saying that every single tattoo, no matter if it was a number or a symbol, had a story behind his tattoos. And mind you guys, I do want to find out was Jeremy's story behind his tattoos, and on top of that, if he's actually met any rough roads, on the way to the world of professional wrestling, because knowing how sometimes the world of professional wrestling is, they actually judge you for your look more these days than your talent, and that's just, I think that sucks, in my opinion. But at the same time, guys, Jeremy Awesome will be giving us his pointers when it comes to his life story. Now, also Jessica London, I will have to say, huh?
She's covered in tattoos, too.
Oh, really? So basically that's another, we'll touch on that too. But when Jessica London is concerned, we have not seen a actual good manager like her, or an actual female, in her type, and not to call this out, and I do mean this with all due respect, last time we ever saw a woman at her, standards, at her point of life, and great at doing what she does, was times of Miss Elizabeth and Woman. And that's a giant compliment that I could give to Jessica London. And we're pretty much going to hear from her here tonight and see what actually differs her away from all these other great female athletes who paved the road for people like you, Paris, and for people like her. What?
It's like saying my name.
Excuse me? Paris? Paris.
George.
Paris.
George.
Paris. Paris.
George. Are we going to make a song out of this? George.
Oh, Paris is my name. My Paris is my name. I can win. No. Paris is my name. Ha, got it.
Did you just go there?
Yes, I just went there. I made a song.
No, it needs to be like a rap.
Paris is my name. I can win. George is so much better because I am Paris. Boom.
No, just give it up. None of that rhymes. Give it up.
Oh, can you do better? Can you freestyle? Because I know you got that little slang in you. Can you do better?
No.
Oh, but give it a try. I can't even rap worth the life of me, and I still sang both a country song and I tried rap. Can you at least try something? Go ahead. I'll give you 2 seconds on the air. Just try your best.
All right, let's go. 1, 2. There you go.
Wow.
You said 2 seconds.
Wow. You are a party pooper. Well, anyway, guys, let's touch base on some things that happened last night on Monday Night Raw. Sadly, instead of giving credit where credit is due from Daniel Bryan, there's one thing there's one thing that's circulating the web that's getting a lot more attention than Daniel Bryan's gauntlet match, which I think stole the show. And that's that stupid nip slip from Brie Bella.
Did you just seriously say that on air.
Yeah. Why?
I don't know, George. You're just weird.
No, I'm just saying, it's just that it's sad that all over the net, instead of giving credit to Daniel Bryan, everyone is saying this happened, that happened. There's memes going all over social media. Why?
But, George, does that really surprise you? I mean, look at the world we live in now. All it is just negativity. There's no positives to anything. I tend to forget that that's the world we live in. I'm sorry. But, guys, also, we do have a contest that we are running here tonight, and actually even Paris Kelly got a little excited about it. And I'm talking about fans, if you've been to any show, I don't care if it was a WWE event, if it was a WCW, it could be even ECW, it could even be your local independent companies. All you have to do, guys, is just... TWE.
Or at TWE. It doesn't matter, okay? All you have to do, guys, listen to this. This is one of the easiest contests we've ever ran on this show. All you have to do is call in at 347-539-5238. Again, the number is 347-539-5238. And all you have to do is call in and let us know what has been the most redneck insult you've heard in the crowd towards a bad guy in the ring. That is it. And then Paris and I will judge it. And if we both think you win, you will win a free DVD here tonight. Fair enough, Paris?
Come with me.
As a matter of fact, we already have a caller on the air.
Answer.
Okay, caller, you're on Reality Check Radio. Are you here to basically answer the contest?
No, not really, but I like to listen to the show.
Okay, so you don't want to bring up an insult, a redneck insult.
No, not really. I just want, like I said, I was listening to the show. And there's one person I love to hear every Tuesday.
And it better be me. Oh, God.
It's who? Me?
Yes, you.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome.
That's sweet of you.
All right, well, caller, thank you very much for calling in. These are things I have to put up with every... Anyway, so guys, again, all you have to do is just call in real quick, give us your redneck insult, and you will win a DVD as long as you pass both Paris and me in this contest. But guys, we're about to get a hold of our first guest, that being Jessica London. So are you ready for our first... Are you ready for this one, Paris?
I think I'm more than ready.
According to you, you're always ready.
Don't you know who I am? And don't be jealous because of that caller saying that they love to listen to me. Because I think you are a little tiny bit jealous. And I wish I would have known who that person was.
Yeah, well, probably that person will friend request you for all we know tonight. Anyway, let's go ahead and give a call to Miss Jessica London that's waiting on our call. Again, the lines will be open all night to find out what's been the most redneck insult you heard at a wrestling event, folks. You get to win a free DVD here tonight, WWE DVD, just to give you an upgrade, 347-539-5238. Again, the number is 347-539-5238. Get a hold of Miss Jessica London.
Are you sure that you wrote the right number? Send it to me in a message so I can see if you have the right number.
But this is the one that you guys gave me. Don't make this 2 weeks in a row. Don't make this 2 weeks in a row. Seriously.
Failure. Fail.
Don't make this 2 weeks in a row. Come on, that ain't fair, man.
George, you did it wrong. It's this. Hold on.
Oh, come on, man.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, so instead of the Is that the area code that you gave me?
Yes.
Wow.
962. You've reached the freaking office. Come on now, George. Come on, Jorge.
Hello?
Hello.
Hello.
Yes, hi, Miss Jessica London?
This is she.
Yes, hi, Jessica London. This is George from Reality Check Radio. How are you?
I'm fine. How are you tonight?
I'm doing good. I'm here with my awesome co-host, Paris Kelly. So welcome to Reality Check Radio. Thank you first and foremost, thank you so very much for taking your time off your schedule to even be on this program tonight, ma'am.
Well, thank you so much for having me.
It's our pleasure.
What's up, Jessica?
Hey, Paris.
Hi, Jessica.
All right.
How are you tonight?
Pretty good. How are you?
Doing good.
That's great.
I feel the tension. But basically, I feel the tension, and you could cut it with a knife. But anyway, so first and foremost, Jessica, how are you doing up there? How's the weather? Because down here in Florida, as a matter of fact, I'm about to get rained on.
Well, I've been rained on all day today. It's been pretty bad here.
Well, you're sending the weather down my way, it looks like. So
I sure am.
Well, Jessica, first and foremost, one of the things I did want to touch base on, ma'am, is that, you've actually almost done a lot of things for this business. You've managed, you've wrestled, you've also done a couple of other things aside from all of that. But like I was saying before you even got on the air, we haven't seen a person like yourself actually be in the wrestling business at your time of life. Be part of the wrestling business since some legends, including like Sherry Martel, Miss Elizabeth, just to name a few, a bunch of legends who actually paved the way for great people like you to enter the business. Like, how do you feel being at this point of your life, like being part of the wrestling business and actually saying, yeah, I could reach up there alongside these legends?
I enjoy what I do. I love what I do. It's one of my hobbies. I've always enjoyed wrestling, and I appreciate what they have done. But a lot of people just don't bring heat. I like to bring heat, and I just. I appreciate people opening the doors for our ladies to come in, but, it's time to get serious and let the real ladies show what can be done.
So when you say about heat, because Jessica, you mentioned a great point, bringing heat, and that's something that has been doubted in the women's business as a general subject. A lot of people have doubted the women in professional wrestling, always saying that this is a man's sport, not a woman's sport. So when you say you bring the heat, how do you bring the heat, for yourself, Miss London? And do you really feel like this should be a man's sport, like how a lot of people have said, this is a man's sport, not a women's? Do you actually think that this sport, can do justice for both sexes?
I do. I believe it does a lot of justice for both. I honestly believe a woman can do just what a man can do. Most of the time, she does it better. And I do believe that this is not a man's sport. There are so many women out here that have the opportunity, and they run with it, and they make a good name for themselves. Then you have those that don't, that hurt people like us, that want to make something for ourselves. But you also have that in men. And I believe this is a sport for men and women. Because like I said, I honestly, in my opinion, a woman can do what a man can do.
And that's great. And how do you basically bring the heat, like how you were saying, because when you were saying a little earlier that you bring the heat, how do you do that?
I don't have time to come out and talk. A lot of them like to come out and they like to talk and they like to brag about what they're going to do. I want to do it. I'm going to do it. I don't talk. I don't like to talk. I'm there, and I'm going to do my job, and when I'm going to leave that building. I bring that heat. I'm not going to sit there, and I'm not going to talk to you in your face. I'm not going to dog you in your face. If you want, it's competition. Let's get it on.
And that's the way it should be. It should be more like an action sport than actually like a talking, because a lot of people actually go by the term of saying that, a lot of people should cut this promo and do that and speak and actually not use any actions behind them, where actually actions show more heat than the words do. Now, mind you, would you say you think the same way, Ms. London? Do you think like the actions speak more for the heat on the wrestler than the words do?
I do. You don't get nothing accomplished. We are wrestlers. We don't get accomplished by talking. I'm there to do, like I said, I'm there to do my job, and I'm going home. Well, I don't believe in the talking. That's me. But that's my opinion.
No, that's everyone has that right to the opinion. That's what makes us all American. Everyone has the right to their opinion or their right style to be brought into the sport. And as a matter of fact, Paris was actually telling me a little earlier when we were opening up the show and we were talking about Jeremy Awesome, which is our second guest here this evening. She was telling me how basically, we were talking about Jeremy Awesome's tattoos and how he has about 84, 85 tattoos on his body. And she was telling me how you yourself, Ms. London, have been filled with tattoos. You as a woman, and especially being in this wrestling business, Ms. London, do you feel like you've been maybe judged along the way as being a woman in tattoos in the wrestling business, where basically this business has done nothing but how can I say this? Have kind of like stereotyped that women should be bikini models in the ring instead of all these tough women like how you and Paris are?
I do. I get criticized, but that's okay. When they step in the ring with me, then we'll handle our business.
Yeah.
But as far as being criticized, yes, I love my tattoos. I'm planning on getting more. And I'm not some model that wants to be in a bikini. I want to do my job, and my job is to wrestle.
So then, basically, in that case, where your job is to wrestle, and you're not going out there to say, "Hey, look at me, I'm a bikini model," like what you see on current TV. You're basically going out there to take some names, to beat someone up, whether it's man or female. Do you feel like? Do you feel, Ms. London, that maybe if the business turned around a little bit, like with the women division especially, do you feel like if the women wrestlers these days would stop, the whole little, bikini this, bikini that, bikini model, or I used to be a fitness model this, or do you feel like the women's wrestling would be taken a little bit more serious?
I do. I really believe they would take us a lot more serious.
Mm-hmm.
But then again, you choose the life you chose. You walk that walk. But as a wrestler, it does get old being criticized from what lifestyle I chose. If I wanted to be a model, then I would go to Victoria's Secret. I want to be a wrestler. So yes, I do believe that if all this modeling and skinny stuff would stop, then wrestling would be a lot better for females.
No, I completely agree, and that's some great advice for every woman out there. So it's basically, I completely agree with you, Ms. London, because to me, when I watch wrestling, I watch it for wrestling. I don't watch it, I despise it, and this is just my opinion. We even were talking about it a little earlier. I despise it when basically when you're tuning into Monday Night Raw and you end up seeing a evening gown match, or you end up seeing a bikini contest instead of an actual good old wrestling match. You know, you're not there to watch a modeling agency. You're there to watch a wrestling show. And I think all these little side things that you've caught on television have taken that away from the women's business. Like, I know we've talked a lot of things that maybe the women's, thing would turn around and all that stuff, but, okay.
Hello?
No, I'm just reading something.
Here.
I'm sorry. No, I'm just reading something. Like, basically that if they would turn it around, I'm kind of like wondering what else is missing, do you think, Ms. London, from the women's wrestling in general?
Well, I think women wrestling should be able to go to the next level, like the men.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they have special matches. They do special things for the men. You know, well, just because we're not a man, but we are woman enough to get up there, we ought to have that same chance. We ought to be able to have that same title to shoot for.
Mm-hmm.
It's not fair in a woman. You know, it's like we're being punished because we're women and we're wanting to wrestle.
Yeah.
You're letting us do it, but you won't give us the chance that you give these gentlemen. Give us that chance.
I agree. And the women do deserve that chance.
That's the main thing in the company that needs to go. Man or woman, it doesn't matter. There should be no difference.
I agree with you. I agree, because I still remember watching a old documentary of, I'm trying to remember, it was about a woman who defended women's rights. I'm trying to remember. It was an old documentary I watched that they actually turned it into a movie too. I'm trying to remember. Okay, I just remember that it was a woman that they even made a movie out of this. That it was a woman that fought for women's rights because she worked as a construction worker, and she proved to the world that basically that women can do just as equally anything as a man can.
And they can.
And I completely agree with you. That's why I also stand up for women's rights. I'm a man that stands up for women's rights. Okay?
And you're a smart man, then.
Thank you. But, I try to be. But the point is, is that, like, a lot of people don't think like me. At least the majority of people don't think like me, and that's not the right way of doing things. That's a fact. But is the way it should be looked at in a way. Like, women fought for. As a matter of fact, I have a lot of respect for women, Miss London. You women actually go through a lot more things than we do as men. And I could get into detail, but it's obvious. It's there. It's in the studies. They even did a viral video where they plugged up these two men. I don't know if anyone's seen that viral video. They plugged up these two men with these sensors on their stomachs, and they said, we're going to try out labor, how women feel during labor. And the men could not take it. They actually ended up in the video, at the end of the video, they say, I'm calling my mom right now and I'm going to tell her I love her. Because they doubted women. And it's amazing, folks. And by the way, folks, if you are tuning in right now, I highly suggest you all watch that video, because that will give you a new respect for women, no matter if it's for the business or in general. Make sure you tune into that. But what I'm going to do is now I'm going to pass over the microphone to Paris. And Paris, you could take it away.
Okay. What's up, Jessica?
What's up, Paris?
Well, I was going to say you're doing really good today on the radio show, so I'm proud of you for that.
Well, thank you.
Okay. Well, I'm going to start off by asking, I know that you have been in the wrestling business for so long, but what made you want to say that you want to become a wrestler? Is there anybody that you looked up to in the wrestling business, or is it something that you just went to while you were a kid and just fell in love with it, or what was it?
Well, when I was a child, we did. We grew up around it. They had several events that would always come to our hometown, and I was there every event. I did travel a lot to go see it when I was young. And actually, when I was in school in my 7th grade year, I was asked to come to school as what we wanted to be in our future. And I went as a wrestler. And to all my classmates of 1996, I would like to tell them thank you, because they did. They laughed at me. They picked on me. But here I am today. I did my dream. I've done what I went to do.
Now, did you look at that as, I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, that's that was it. That's all it took, because no matter what anybody wants in life, you don't judge them. You back them. You back them up 100%. Because you never know how far someone can go in life. Right. And I was. All my life I was picked on because I wanted to be a wrestler, and that's where I'm at today. I made my dream come true.
So did you look at that bullying as like a motivation sort of way?
It was.
Okay.
It was a big motivation for me. You know, when you have people in your face sitting there laughing at you saying, that is funny. That's funny. You're a hometown little country girl. You'll never make nothing. You'll never go nowhere. And I showed them wrong. So, yeah, that was my biggest motivation.
That's great. I'm glad that you incorporated the bullying into the wrestling business for you to look at as motivation. Now, who did you go to be a wrestler? And, like, who did you get trained by? Did you get trained at a wrestling school, or what was it? Because I know that you did it before you came to us. Or
yes, I was trained. I was never physically trained and, emotionally trained like I needed to be with the group I was with at first. But then thanks to Total Wrestling Explosion, I made it. You know, they gave me my chance, and they made me what I am today, and I have them to thank for it.
So who are your trainers at Total Wrestling Explosion?
Atomic Kid,
Mm-hmm.
Nathan Lawler. I've actually learned a lot from Jeremy Awesome. You know, so I've had a lot to train. I've watched some of, kind of hate to say this, but I've watched some of Paris Kelly's moves.
Oh.
You know, you learn and you watch and you learn a lot from the ones that really irk you the most, I guess.
Mhm. Yeah.
So
that's how I was.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So I have to, give you credit for one thing. I learned a lot from you. Sitting back, keeping your mouth shut, pay attention.
Now, did you think that training would be easy, or did you know coming into it that it was going to be hard?
I didn't expect it to be as hard as it was. I figured, hey, it's going to be a fun thing, but no, it's hard. It's a very hard job, painful, but like when you put your mind to it, you want it that bad, you're going to do it.
Exactly. And that's exactly how I look at it, is that I just wanted it that bad. And I was going to do anything
when you want it that bad, you will do what you want to do to show people.
Mhm. So, how long have you been training? Or are you still in training, or what is it?
Training is something you do, to me, before every match. Before any date set, anything. That's something you need to do every day. It's not something that, to me, you can just jump up and do every now and then. I mean, and I'm not saying go to a ring and train every day, but, work out every day. Do something that can keep your body motivated, because it's not hard. I mean, it's not easy. It's very hard. But like I said, when you got that motivation and you want it that bad, you go for it. And only you can do it.
Exactly. Now, so with it being your first match that you had, how did you feel while you were in the ring? So I think the first match that you had was with me at Total Wrestling Explosion. Now, how did you feel? Like, were you nervous, scared, excited? Like,
I was nervous. I was very nervous, very scared.
Why is that?
That's, I guess it's part of it. I've always been told if the day you don't get nervous, it's the day you quit. To this day, before any show, before any match, before any reffing I do, you're nervous. You're gonna be nervous, but that's okay. That's part of it. Scared? Yeah, I was scared. Yeah, worried. Why? I'm not real sure. Yeah, I don't know, because you train and you train, but you're never 100% sure. Don't just go in all 100% comfortable and laid back, because that's when you're really going to mess up.
That is definitely right. I'm glad that you said that, because there's so many people now that think, oh, well, there's no reason to be nervous because, I'm the best, blah, blah, blah. But, that's just their egos talking.
Exactly right.
Have you met a lot of people that have big egos?
Oh, yes.
What's your take on that?
One day, I look at it like there's always somebody that's going to show you a whole different ball game one day. You don't ever walk in a ring with your ego that high. You don't ever talk about yourself and brag that that you can do it, because there's always somebody that can be there to show you can't.
Exactly.
So those I feel sorry for. Those guys I feel sorry for.
I know. And do you think that they'll make it big in the business if they have an ego that big?
It's hard to say. Some of them I do believe could really make it big, but it's just going to take somebody to knock their ego back down to their level. But, as far as them making it big, I believe they could. I really believe they could, but they need to get their ego back down with their level.
Exactly. I like your answers today. They're really good.
Well, thank you.
No problem. Now, getting back to you wrestling and whatnot, you did ref a match of mine that I was very mad about. You did ref. You were a special guest referee, and I think that was your first time reffing, if I'm correct.
It was.
And you have managed for a while, and now you started wrestling, I think, in January, if that's right.
Yes, that is
with
correct.
all that being said, what do you like more? Is there things, do you like all of it, or is there just one that you just love so much?
I love it all. I do. I'm an all-around person. I have high spirits about anything. You know, I love to try different things. And I couldn't sit here and judge. I couldn't tell you what was my favorite. I love wrestling. I love it. You know, it's just the way I was raised. But I love telling people what to do. I love it.
I think you like to cheat, too, if I'm correct.
Well, you know, sometimes there were actions taken, and I can't call them then, but when I get the chance to call, I'll always have that little birdie sitting on my shoulder reminding me what happened prior to that. That's one thing about me. I don't forgive, and I don't forget.
Yeah, I think you kind of made that clear.
I'm going to get even. I don't get mad. I get even. That's just me. So, but I can't sit here and say which one I like best, because I love it when I get to tell everybody what I want done, and it gets done. Then I like wrestling, because, you know, like you said, I just have to call them like I see them and remember what happened prior. So it's all fun.
Now with wrestling, since it seems that you like that the most, what is your favorite part about wrestling? Do you like just going out into the crowd and try to get the crowd riled up, or do you like the angles that you're in, or is it just that you just like to fight?
I just like to fight. I mean, the crowd, look at them. Look at them. They do nothing for me. Nothing. I'm not liked, which is great because I really don't care for them. I mean, but I like to fight. I love to fight. That's my favorite part. The angles, you know, they're great. They're great. But as far as fighting, I love it.
And why is that? Why do you like to fight? Does it help you get anger out, or
I think it's anger issue. I really do. You know, you got to get it out. You got to. I've always been that way. I always will be. I'm just a little smart aleck that I don't like to play around. I like to take care of my business.
I think that's the Southern coming out of you.
Yeah, that could happen.
Well, I'm going to ask one more question, and then I'm going to hand the mic over to George. But I ask this question to everybody that we have on the show. If you could give any advice to the newcomers in wrestling, what would your advice be?
For one thing, don't let your ego go up. You know, that's your main thing. Your ego is to me your main thing, because like I said, once you get in there and you think you're so mighty and so strong, that's when you really are going to get hurt. But you know, the main thing is have fun. Show people, you know, be what you want to be. If this is something you really want, you go for it. No matter who stands in your way. No matter who it is. I lost a lot of family members because of this. But I am who I am. And so that's my main advice. Be what you want to be. If this is what you really want, you go for it and don't let nobody hold you back.
Well, I hope a lot of people is listening to that, because that is exactly right. And with your attitude, having it like that, you're going to make it far in the business no matter what, because attitude speaks louder than anything. Because a lot of people just look for the attitude. So if you have a good attitude, you're going to get a lot of bookings. If you don't, you can just kiss those bookings goodbye.
Yep.
Well, thank you for talking to me, and I'm going to hand the mic over to George if he's upstairs.
Thank you, Paris.
He's just being so quiet today. And no problem.
No, I'm here. I'm just.
Was you asleep?
No. I'm not asleep at all. I'm just basically trying to take care of some things. But I was actually listening through the whole entire thing, and I have to give credit where credit is due to both of you. Number one, to Paris, fantastic, as always. My pleasure. And Mrs. London, I'm going to tell you straightforward, you were extremely real, and on top of that, very extremely educational. So I thank you for both of those aspects on this show.
Well, thank you, Mr. George, and thank you so much for having me.
My pleasure. Now, I do have one small question before you do go, because
sure.
you did mention something about dreams, like that, being a wrestler or manager or being part of the business was your dream.
Yes.
At the beginning, Mrs. London, I don't know if you're going to agree with me in this or not. At the way beginning of people's lives, you're always telling yourself, I want to be so-and-so. I could be honest with you. When I was a kid, I told my... all of you are going to judge me for this, but I've always told my family that I want to be a police officer. And I don't have the body for a police officer, obviously, if you look at my pictures. But basically, that's what I wanted to be before. Then all of a sudden I turned at the age of 6 and I started watching Hulk Hogan, and all of a sudden I started pointing at the TV, started ripping my T-shirts in front of the TV and say, "Mom, look, I'm Hulk Hogan." But anyway, the point of what I'm trying to say, Ms. London, is that has this always been your dream to accomplish, to become a professional wrestler? Or at some time in your life did you ever say, no, I wanted to do something else? I'm just wondering on that.
No, that this was my dream my entire life. Ever since I was a little girl, and I fell in love with Hacksaw Jim Duggan. I don't know why, but I loved him. I carried a 2x4 around with me as if I was him, and that's been my dream my whole life. My whole life.
Looks like I'm no longer alone, because while I'm there ripping my tank tops, pretending like I was Hulk Hogan, you're walking around with a 2x4 acting like you were Hacksaw Jim Duggan. Okay, I'm no longer alone.
That's it.
I'm no longer alone. Paris, did you used to imitate any wrestlers? Paris?
Actually, yes. I'm here.
Okay. Yeah, did you imitate any wrestlers? Because, look, I'm Hulk Hogan. Ms. London is Hacksaw Jim Duggan. Who were you?
Actually, I was Rob Van Dam.
So,
while he would say that, I would be like, I would say my real name, and I would say my first, middle, and last name. I'm not going to say it on here. But, yeah, and I would do, like, the whole stance, and I would point at myself and say my whole name and everything. Trust me, I thought I was rocking it. I actually did it better than him.
Well, I stayed in trouble because I toted a 2x4 everywhere.
Well,
Banging stuff.
One thing I am going to be shocked about is that knowing how you both, I'm kind of shocked at both of your behaviors, and I'm just happy that you guys are getting along here. I thought I was going to have to jump in the middle and kind of separate you two.
Yeah, well, sometimes you've got to keep a level head for business. The way I'm looking at this is, yeah, it's helping her, but guess what? It's also promoting me.
Well, mind you, let me just say, Ms. London, I don't know about some of those counts that you did, because I did see the video, mind you. What was up with you trying to fix your nail during a freaking pin?
I broke a nail. I literally broke my fingernail. And when it comes to me when it comes to me or somebody else, I'm going to take care of me.
Don't even
My finger was hurting.
Oh, God.
No, it wasn't. We all know.
My finger was hurting.
No. I don't even want to hear that because you know that you were just wanting to get freaking Riley Hayes to win, and obviously it didn't work because you did that 3 count. And guess who? The one stood up, raised their hand, and said, "I won." That was me. So, I don't even want to hear it.
But you remember what I say. I always got that little birdie sitting right here.
Well, come on, guys. We had such a great interview. Listen, relax, okay? Relax on both of your ends.
I'm trying. I'm like, see? And this is the reason why I told you I didn't want her on the show. It's because she was going to pull stuff like this, saying that she broke a nail, blah, blah, blah. All that is bull crap.
Like I say, I come before anybody. I'm going to take care of me first.
I think we should get her redneck self off of the show.
Well, okay, listen. Real quick, Jessica, before you do go, how can fans follow you on social media, first off?
They can go to Facebook at June Burrell McLean, or they can get my email. It's junemclean05@gmail.com.
And I'm taking it that's also the same way that people can book you if they wanted you to come to their company?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And what's your future appearances? Any future appearances where fans can catch you live?
Live. August the 24th, I will be right in Baden, Mississippi, my hometown. September the 7th, we will be at Nesbitt, Mississippi. And September the 14th, Greenville, Mississippi.
All right, perfect. Yeah, all right, well, Miss London, it was a great and honor to have you on here. We did get to speak a lot of educational stuff with you, especially with women's rights, what got you into the business, your tattoos, your training, and etc., and even egos, what egos do in this business. So I thank you so very much, even though we melted down here at the end. But thank you very much for coming on to our program here tonight.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me.
Do I have to thank her?
I guess.
Thank
you. But be nice.
Yeah. I'll see you 24th of August in Baden, Mississippi, Miss Paris Kelly.
Yeah, and we all know that you're probably going to cheat at that one too, so.
Oh, come
I
on,
am
guys.
who I am, baby. I am who I am.
Come on. Guys, we're trying to... Thank you, Miss London.
Thank you.
Have a good night.
You too.
Paris.
Bye. What? He cheated. What am I supposed to do?
Okay. So, guys, that was a freaking great interview, if you ask me. Like, fantastic from top to bottom. As far as the education, the women's rights, the way she got trained into this business. Very, very great interview, very great questions from your end, Paris. Great answers from, Jessica London. But again, sadly, we melted down at the end there between you and her.
Yeah, well, cheater's going to cheat.
We do what we do.
I guess so.
Is she still on?
Hold on, Ms. London?
Huh?
Oh my Lord. Okay, I think let's go ahead and. Okay, there we go. Yeah, now she's disconnected. I thought she was gone, but no, she's gone now. Paris, you're still there with me, right?
Yes, I am.
Okay, so. That was a shock. The last time I've ever had an issue with that was with the Snake Master on here, where basically I thought he was gone and he kept on scaring me every 5 seconds. So basically, yeah. it was a great interview from top to bottom. Like, what did you think, at least, Paris? Come on, try to be nice. I know you have an issue with her. Don't get me wrong. There's a lot of things, that went wrong between both of you. But, like, what did you at least think of the interview?
Well, since you told me to be nice, I guess it was, I can't believe I'm going to say this, but it was good. And that's all I'm going to say because I'm not going to compliment her.
All right. Well, folks, what we're going to do is that we'll be right back after these commercial breaks, and we possibly will be back with Jeremy Awesome and a little bit more random talk. So we'll be right back after these commercial breaks.
Total Wrestling Explosion! The best wrestling action in Mississippi, home to incredible talent like the Atomic Kid, The Clown, Jeremy Awesome, El Electrico, Reality Cage Network's very own Paris Kelly, and many more. Like us on Facebook at Total Wrestling Explosion, the only place in the South to find family fun pro wrestling. For more event information, visit us at TotalWrestlingExplosion.com. Total Wrestling Explosion.
You're listening to Sicilian Psychopath Tommaso Ciampa and Project Ciampa says keep on listening to the Reality Cage Network. Damn. Wrestling fans, there's a lot of podcasts out there, but there's none in this world like Reality Cage Network. The number one, the greatest, the absolute best. When you want to listen to pro wrestling, you listen to the best. So stay right here.
Hello fans, this is Ray Lloyd, otherwise known as Glacier, former WCW wrestler, and I'm inviting you and all your friends to listen in every week to Reality Cage Network before blood runs cold on you.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Big Van Vader, the man who can. Keep on listening to Reality Cage Network, for it's time. It's time. It's Vader time.
Okay, and we're back, folks. We're back from commercial breaks, and thank you very much for tuning in to Reality Check Radio here tonight. We've had a very, 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 very fun episode here tonight, I must say, including very, very educational, very educational when it comes to Jessica London, and especially when it came to how she went down about the whole women's rights. So, guys, now currently we are awaiting on the phone call from Mr. Jeremy Awesome, but until we do get Jeremy on here on the line, I do want to say, thank you very much for everyone who tunes in every week to Reality Check Radio. Thank you very much. Also, guys, I do want to go ahead. I do want to do a small plug here for two great photographers out there. One of them actually being my photographer, Speedy's Productions. So shout out to Speedy's Productions. If you haven't liked his fan page, like it now. But also, guys, make sure to also like Kevin Brunt's photography out in Mississippi. What's it called? Digital Art and Photography, if I'm correct?
It's Digital Arts and Imagery by Kevin Brunt.
There you go. So make sure you like both of those fan pages, guys, today. Great artists, both in your neck of the woods. If you're in South Florida, great photographer to work business with, Speedy. Make sure you say Reality Check Radio sent you, and also Kevin Brunt out in Mississippi. Great photography. And as a matter of fact, we have a Reality Check Radio photo shoot between you and I, Paris, scheduled with Mr. Brunt, if I'm correct.
Oh, dang it. I have to take pictures with you. It's okay. I'll make the pictures look good.
No, actually, I'll make the pictures look good.
Oh, no, shush. No, you won't.
Yes, I will. Look, I'm the pretty one.
No, you're not. I am.
Yes, I am.
No,
Woman, sexy is written all over me.
Where at? Because I don't see it. Oh, burn.
Bam.
It has to for that.
Well, mind you guys, I do have to, right now my stomach is rumbling, and I'm going to be honest with you, is because of my co-host here. They got me hungry before we even went on the air, teasing me with this new Taco Bell thing going on. So, you want to share the...
Fatty.
How am I making you sound like a fatty?
Because Taco Bell's for people that don't eat right.
And are you telling me I don't eat right then? Because I'm telling you, I'm joining you here.
No, look.
So,
have you seen what the meat looks like at Taco Bell?
Yes, and I love it.
No, but I mean, like before it goes onto a taco.
No, I have not seen it. No.
Okay. Do you want to know?
Is it going to ruin my appetite?
Likely.
Then I'll pass. Because one of the things that... Well, hold on. Let me tell you exactly what I order all the time when I go to Taco Bell. I order myself a Nacho Bel Grande. I order myself the 2 chalupas, the combo, the 2 chalupas with the crunchy taco and the soda. And that's what I order. I eat like a pig from that place when I go. What? Don't be judging me, but go ahead, tell me.
Okay, well, the meat is fake for one, and the meat comes in like a humongous bag, and it's not like they actually make their own meat. It's all like fake and processed, and they like squeeze it out of the bag, and I'm just like, oh my gosh, that's what I eat. Makes me want to like throw up.
Well, guess what? I still like it, so I'm still going to go eat it. Well, then again, we do have a certain challenge coming up in September when I arrive in Mississippi for TWE. So, God hoping if we actually make it to the show the next day. But anyway.
Dude, our stars are going to sound like a thunderstorm.
We might have to call in sick. Hey, Mr. Kevin, we're not going to be able to make it to the show tonight. No, but you see, this is why I love Tuesdays, because this is the only show I could be myself and talk about Taco Bell and talk about wrestling. I don't think I could catch this. And you, for the listeners, where can you catch this kind of talk? I don't think you could catch this kind of talk anywhere. Do you think?
No.
That's what I thought.
Be like, oh my gosh, where's the Febreze?
Oh God! Well, I'm the one that's staying in that hotel room, so I need to buy myself a Febreze. But guys, I also want to go ahead and do some major plugs for some sister networks that we have out there, including one of Paris and me's favorite shows, and I'm talking about not just Pipe Bomb Radio, but also make sure you tune into the Triple Threat Radio, guys, hosted by Kenny Cummings. And then, of course, you got Felix Omeza hosting Pipe Bomb Radio. So, guys, those are our sister stations. Great shows. Actually, I tune into them all the time. As a matter of fact, Paris, aren't you? You were, I know, a former guest at times with Triple Threat Radio, but also you are having an interview coming up for Pipe Bomb Radio. When is the interview coming up with Pipe Bomb, and can you give us a little bit of more detail when it comes to the Triple Threat Radio?
Well, I'm going to start off with Triple Threat because, I was on there 3 times. Well, at first I didn't know what an actual, podcast was until I got to show with him. Don't make fun of me, of course. And it was a great experience. I've had some places that I did an internet radio show with him, and like I told you, it didn't go over so well. There was cussing, talking about sex, drugs, alcohol, and I'm not that type of person. If you guys listen to the interview that I did with Michael and George, but with Triple Threat, he is very professional, and I would recommend him to anybody, like I would have recommended our show to anybody. Now, I'm not sure with Mike Long, because, obviously I haven't been on there yet, but it seems professional, plus you recommended me to go to him. So I'm looking forward to that, and it'll be in August. I'll have to get back with you on the date because it changed. So if you know the date, you can tell them.
I believe it's August the 30th, I believe, when it comes to your interview with Pipe Bomb. But, great interviews, very educational from both stations. They're basically, just almost similar to us. They're very respectful, they're very, very straightforward, and they're very real. So, guys, if you want to continue listening to real, respectful interviews like you hear on Reality Check Radio, make sure you tune in to Pipe Bomb Radio and also Triple Threat Radio. So, shout out to you guys out there in Radio Land. So you see, I'm not selfish, Paris.
Well, okay, hold on one second. Actually, I just got informed that the radio show with Pipe Bomb that I'm going to be on is going to be August 6th.
August 6th,
so,
okay.
Right, yes.
All right, so guys, make sure that you tune in August 6th. I might even make a special appearance on that show. I might call in, make Paris Kelly's life a living hell that day.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah, you love it. But anyway. Huh?
Whatever.
No, whatever you.
No, whatever
anywho,
you.
Well, whatever your dog. Yeah, whatever your dog.
Don't bring my dogs up in this.
Anyway. What did you just say something about Cece?
Yes, where's she at?
Cece is asleep.
Well, Cece needs to wake up because she and I are supposed to go partying.
You guys party every week.
Okay, and?
You guys have to stop.
No, I'm telling you. Man, she makes it rain every time that she hangs from that chandelier. Makes it rain with them dollar bills.
The funny thing is that I could actually picture it. That's the sad part in all of this.
Well, George, picture it because you were there. You were just so out of it.
Well, I was probably there, but with my head down. But
for being a party pooper.
I try.
Be quiet,
huh?
test tube baby.
Listen, I'm a multi-born baby, okay? I was a test tube found in a trash can, hatched from an egg, then adopted, and then here I am. I'm a multi-born baby. Get it right. The first of its kind.
No, actually, I think you're a mog. You're a man and a dog. You're your own best friend.
No. Let's get something straight here. When you're calling anyone a mog, that is you, my dear, because if you just play a nice repeat of Spaceballs, and if you follow Paris Kelly on Facebook, then basically your entire news feed will be stuck with quotes from the movie. And don't tell me that I am wrong, because that day I had over 10 status updates saying I am a mog. Oh, ludicrous speed. Oh, Spaceballs is my favorite comedy. Oh, this, oh, that, or this. I was going crazy that day. Yeah,
don't judge me. Don't judge me.
I'm not judging you. I'm just telling you the straight truth. But anyway.
Don't hate me because I'm beautiful, George.
Oh, I'm not hating. It's kind of like not hating, but don't hate the player, hate the game.
Oh, don't even say that. You're not ghetto. You're just Cuban.
Listen, I'm trying to get that slang up in here, okay? I'm in part of the West Side, East Side connection.
Did you just say trying to get this slang up in here? Okay.
Yes.
Now, let me tell you. See, I'm trying to get this slang up in her. I'm trying to get this slang up in here because that's just not doing it.
Guys, slang 101 here tonight, here on Reality Check Radio, while we're waiting on Jeremy Awesome to give a call in.
Which
wow.
I think at 9:15. So we have about 2 more minutes.
No, actually, no, not even 4. Because here on my clock, I see 4 minutes. How behind is your clock, woman?
Okay, look. No, it's your clock, because even my phone says 9:13, and my computer says 9:13.
Okay, well, then it's going to be in less than a couple seconds. I have right now 10:14.
No, it's not. It's 9:13.
I have 10:14.
It's 9:13.
I have 10:14. And by the way, folks, for those who are getting confused, is because she's behind an hour from where she lives comparing to where I live. So let's get that straightened. But anyway, I see 10:14.
I see 9:14 now.
I see 10:15 now.
It's 9:14.
I see 10:15.
Oh my gosh, no. See, even TJ Hall says I had 10:13, which really, at my time, it would be 9:13.
But right now, for that person who says it's 10:13 or whatever, that person's time is not counting right now, okay? The only person's time that counts is mine.
No, you have it all wrong. I am important. Everything I says goes. So don't go there, boy.
Okay, let me just then ask you this question. What movies have you seen this past weekend, huh? Because somehow you're always ending up watching a movie in the weekends.
I watched Parental Guidance.
Good?
Yeah, it was good. It was good. I'm wanting to go see The Conjuring, though. It looks creepy. And I like.
You know what? Paris, do you mind that if every week we could come up with a movie review by you every Tuesday?
That means I have to watch movies every weekend.
Well, you do that anyway.
No, I don't.
Yes, you do.
No, I don't.
Yes, you do.
No, I don't.
Yes. Yes.
No,
don't make us do the Daniel Bryan right now, okay?
Actually, you know who watches movies like almost every single day?
Who?
Tyler. Tyler watches movies every single day.
Well, you know what? I think I'm about to give Tyler a job as a segment host on this program.
Oh, Lord. Please.
What? Wouldn't it be nice if we had Tyler on the show just for like 5 minutes of our time here, just to say, hey, go watch this movie? I bet he'll be very fun just to come on here for like 5-10 minutes.
I don't care. I mean, like, he listens to the show almost all the time.
Tyler, if you're listening, call in. Call in. I have an offer for you. The number should be right on the top of the web page. If you're not, or if you're listening through your phone, or if you're listening through your iPod, you you can't find the phone number. So listen to what I'm about to say. Call 347-539-5238. Huh?
I've already sent him the number.
Okay. Well, Tyler, call in. We need a movie review while we're waiting on Jeremy Awesome. Because we're still awaiting his call, even though now the time has passed. And I'm just joking, by the way. Just pulling your leg.
Actually, it has, because it's 9:17 now.
I got 10:18.
Oh, my gosh. You seriously want to argue about time?
Yeah, but you love it when I argue.
Okay, so I just got told by TJ Hall, which is one of the listeners tonight, that he said The Conjuring should be awesome, but World War Z was cool. I have not seen World War Z.
Well, I will go ahead and say on record, for anyone who has seen this movie will probably agree with you, will agree with me, that Pacific Rim was amazing.
I've never seen that.
Pacific Rim is the movie to see. And mind you guys, this past weekend it was announced. It was announced at the San Diego Comic-Con. Okay? 2015, guys, we are going to see the team-up movie of Batman and Superman in 2015, and the Avengers 2 is going to be known as The Avengers, The Age of Ultron. So, guys, 2015 is the year of the movies. Too bad for 2000. Huh?
If we're still alive.
Don't be jinxing it.
Well,
wait a minute, is there...
No, it seems like every year the world is supposed to come to an end.
What's the new theory now? I'm completely lost with the new theory.
Well, I think it's supposed to be 2014 now.
Oh, God, what are they saying about 2014?
I just told you, boy. The world's supposed to come to an end. But plus, that was like 3 years ago that they said that, and who knows? It could be like 2020 now.
Oh, for Christ's sake. Like, why even bother with the whole thing of the, bah humbug. That's all I really got to say. And right now, give me 1 second while I'm resetting some things here. I do apologize, folks. Apologize for my lack of the better word. Okay, well, we finally got a call-in, so let's see if this is our guest. Caller, you're on the air on Reality Check Radio. Is this Jeremy Awesome?
Yeah, this is Jeremy Awesome. How are you guys doing?
Oh, no! Get him off!
What? No.
Wait a minute, time out. Before I even continue, first and foremost, Jeremy, thank you so very much for coming on to our program. But did I just hear Paris Kelly quote Stewie Griffin?
Yeah, I think you did. She's marking out for him. It's a crazy world out there.
Yeah, I could have sworn that I heard Paris Kelly quote Stewie Griffin just now.
I could have sworn that I said to shut your face.
That is rude, man. Come on.
Don't even go there because you're the exact same way.
This is rated R station. Come on.
Shut up.
How you guys doing?
Good, Jeremy. First and foremost, sir, I do want to thank you so very much for coming on to our program here tonight. It means a lot that you actually put some things aside on your schedule to come on to the program, so thank you very much.
I appreciate y'all for having me on there.
No, it's our pleasure, sir. It's our pleasure. So first and foremost, I do want to bring this up before we continue. Like, while I was doing my research on you, Jeremy, you know, I looked through different websites, different YouTube channels, even through your own personal Facebook page. I couldn't help it but notice a couple pictures of you tag teaming with my tag team partner, Paris Kelly, my co-host, Paris Kelly, as a matter of fact. So basically, my first question has to go to, like, the mixed tag team environment. We had Justin Overstreet here last week speak his mind about the mixed tag team environment and how hard it is. So can you give us an opinion on your end, because knowing how you've tag teamed with my co-host, Paris, like, how did it feel with you, whereas you're in a mixed man tag and you're a male athlete and you've obviously had your nice handful of amount of singles matches? Like, how do you feel like the difference between working a mixed man comparing to a singles man?
I mean, it's fun, enjoyable, but, you know, you got to be careful out there, especially as a guy, you know, because, you know, for me, I was kind of in a lose-lose situation because, you know, if the other girl's tagged in, I put my hands on her, I'm going to have, you know, people's going to hate me for it. I want to try to leave and have people standing around my car trying to get to me, and but I mean, it's wrestling, you know, you got to do what you got to do. I mean, the women are athletes, they can take care of themselves, but, you know, in a intergender tag match, you got to do what you got to do. You got to be ready.
No, I agree, and in a way, like like when you see these mixed man tag matches these days, you actually see where like it is no longer how it used to be in the 1980s, where you know when the women will come in, you'll tag in the women. Nowadays, sometimes you actually go to an independent show, or you even see it on television. At least when ECW was around, and you'll see these men actually putting their hands on women, and you know either giving them a pile driver through a table or a regular pile driver, or you know hitting them, you know, or smacking them, or whatever the case. You know, do you feel like, you know, in a way that's actually entertaining the fans? Do you think that's a big factor into entertainment? Like now that you're putting the women into the business as a equal factor?
You just gotta be careful how you do it, because you know you don't want a guy to get in the ring with a girl and just demolish her, which you know for the most part is how it would go. And you know you don't want the girl taking down the guy, defeating him, makes him look weak. You gotta be very careful how you put it together. Like in our intergender tag match that we did. Yeah. I was in there with Jen. I picked her up. I slammed her and stuff. I turned the corner, but I never physically punched her. I never physically kicked her or nothing like that, because if I punched her, kicked her, then that would have been in the match. We had to make it entertaining. We had to make it fulfilled for the audience. And it's how our match, I know the crowd enjoyed it. I know they loved it, because we had the loudest pop of the night was during our match. And so you just gotta have psychology, know how to put it together, how to work it. You can't just get in there and just beat up the women.
No, I agree. But also, let me see if I could raise up. I don't know if it's my volume on my studio here, or if it's maybe because I'm hearing you a little bit of faint. Let me see. Okay, Jeremy, can you talk real quick? I just want to see if it's my volume here.
Yeah, how's that?
Okay, a lot better. Okay, so basically, Jeremy, to kind of like stir away from the whole women and mixed tag match, just to give you a little bit of credentials though, hey, major credits to have Patience teaming up with my co-host, because sometimes my patience grows thin just working with her here.
I know, but man, let me tell you something. She gets a mean crossbody. I can tell you that.
Shut up, Jeremy.
See,
George, I told you he was going to end up bringing that up.
Yeah, I heard the story, Jeremy.
It's vicious, man. I knocked my breath out, feet shattered, clanged together. Man, I had level 1 concussion after the fact. It was
Shut up. You need to explain the story, because that did not happen.
Well,
look.
Huh? Go ahead. I'm sorry.
He told me when you get to this part of the ring, you need to jump and turn your body. And I jumped, I turned my body, and he fell over. So,
that's crazy. Yeah.
It wasn't me. It was him.
I mean, you run fast for a short person. I'll give you that.
Wow. Okay. So, I rather have you guys hate on each other when you're both asking each other questions. So let me just continue on with my peaceful questions before this thing turns into a madhouse. So, basically, Jeremy, one thing I also looked up to you, my good friend, is that there's not too many people like you, Jeremy. I'm going to be straight up honest. There's not too many people. When I was doing my research on you, Paris helped me a lot with it, and I noticed something when it comes to look. Whereas the wrestler look is very important in this business, and one of the things that you have is all the tattoos that you have around your body. Some from what I understand, I heard you have like about 84 to 85 tattoos all over your body. But to quote CM Punk even mentioned in his documentary that each tattoo, no matter if they were a symbol, a number, or even a word, they all meant something. They all have a story behind his personality. Like, for example, those 3 numbers behind his ear. Like, now, for you, Jeremy, I have a question. Your tattoos, being the fact that you have about 84 to 85 of them, do you go by the same moniker, like to say that each tattoo, every symbol that's on your body, does it have a story behind it? And also, have you ever been judged while being in this business? Because, like I said, to be in this business, you know, your look is very important, and some people actually take tattoos as the wrong thing when it comes to, like, image. So, go ahead.
Oh, yeah, for the most part, every tattoo I have, some way, shape, or form, they have a meaning. Some of it, you know, really personal. Some of it just, oh, yeah, I got this because of this. This happened. You know, yeah, every tattoo has a meaning. And as far as being judged, people's never told me to my face, or if you have, after I became friends with them, you know, when I walk into a new locker room, a lot of people will see the way I look, see what I have on my body, especially certain tattoos, and, you know, some people don't even want to talk to me, or they think I'm a hard ass, or I have a bad attitude, you know, just because I have a bunch of tattoos. And I have more than, you know, the average person, I guess you could say. I have, you know, a good bit of myself covered. But, yeah, people do judge you, but I can honestly say that everybody who has ever judged me, once they have sat down and got to know me, I am a complete 180 of what they thought I was going to be.
But also, like, can you share, because like you said, every image, every symbol on your body resembles something in your life. Can you share maybe 1 or 2 stories behind any of your tattoos? Like maybe, because sometimes I've even heard this from tattoo artists that, you know, there's always a preference in tattoos no matter how many tattoos they have on themselves. They always have that 1 or 2 favorite tattoos in their entire body. Do you have, like, maybe a favorite or 2 tattoos, and can you explain to us the stories behind it?
Yeah, like around my biceps, I have 6 black stars, 12 altogether. I basically got 12 stars to represent the 12 disciples of the Bible. That's what those are for. On my ankle, I actually have and this is the tattoo I get judged about the most until people hear why I have it. On my left ankle, I have a barcode. Above the barcode, I have a cross. People look at that, and, you know, I've had people tell me, oh, that's the mark of the beast and the devil. I'm like, no. The point of that is, you know, Jesus Christ died on the cross for us. He bought my life. That's why I have a cross with a barcode under it. It represents that he bought me. He paid for my sins. And another tattoo that I really enjoy is I have a spider web that extends across my chest, across my back, and down my bicep. I actually just recently had it worked on some more. I know different people have spider webs for many different reasons. Some are for bad reasons. The reason I got it is, in nature, a spider web is the strongest element. A spider web can catch an insect flying full speed. And to it, you know, it's pretty powerful, pretty strong, pound for pound. I got the spider web went across my chest with a bunch of, I guess you would say, with some dark tattoos on top of them. And the reason the spider web is under that is to represent you have to protect yourself from the outside world. You have to keep your guard up. You have to, you know, protect yourself from the elements of the world and of society. And that's what my spider web represents. Those are, you know, that's just 3 of my tattoos right there. And, you know, 2 of them are actually religious. Yeah. By looking at it, people understand that.
Well, Jeremy, go ahead, Paris. I'm sorry.
I would say my favorite tattoo that he has is the Mount Scaramore.
Yes, across my stomach. I don't know if you've seen it, but across my stomach I have we basically took a picture of Mount Rushmore and took off the presidents. And in place of the presidents, we have Pinhead from Hellraiser, Michael Myers from Halloween, Freddy Krueger from Nightmare on Elm Street, and Jason Voorhees from Friday the 13th. And me, I'm a huge horror movie fanatic, especially in the 80s, which is considered the third generation Monsters of Hollywood. And to me, those were my four favorite movie franchises growing up as a kid. And I watched some of the newer horror movies, but those four guys back in the 80s, 90s, those are movies I love to watch. So that's what that huge piece is all about.
Well, mind you, automatically, you're just you telling me all this, I already get, like, a couple names come to mind, and that you could probably make a lot very good friends with. And I'm talking about Crazy Mary Dobson and possibly Madman Pondo. Just mentioning that tattoo because I believe it's Pinhead that Crazy Mary Dobson is a very big fan of. But back to the one thing I did hear you say, Jeremy, and I gave the same amount of credit to Paris when we interviewed her on a Thursday show, when we were pretty much kind of like introducing Paris to all the listeners out there. Paris mentioned the same thing about religion and how her religion, connects to the wrestling, especially with wrestling sometimes being such a dirty sport, like a majority, or not majority, I'm sorry, but a good fraction of the wrestling companies out there are extremely dirty, and religion is something you just barely find in this business. And I gave a lot of credit to Paris, not just to Paris, but even the company of TWE for what they do, especially before shows. So what would you have to say, Mr. Jeremy, how would you say that you have survived with being very religious and believable of God, because I am too? How can you say, like, you have survived with such a dirty business at times, being religious as you are?
It's just the same way, like, I work part-time at a tattoo shop also, and, we get a lot of strange people come in, we get a lot of messed up people coming in. A lot of people outside want to, hey, man, you want to do this, do this, do this. You got to know who your Savior is. You got to know what you want in your life. And once you figure that out, you just got to, keep your head straight. You're going to have temptation come to you. You're going to have negativity. Death is a part of life, whether it's in wrestling or not. You're going to have it come at you. But you got to know what you want and where to find it, and just, stay on that path. As far as wrestling goes, there's negative people. There's, I've met people who are antichrist. Not antichrist, but didn't believe in atheists, but, had huge pentagrams tattooed on them and stuff, and, I talked to them, I got along with them as a person, and, they try to tell me certain things. I just sit there and I'd argue back with them, but you just have to learn to get along with them. When the show's over, then maybe part your ways, but you don't need to let what he wants to do or how he lives his life influence you anyway.
No, that very, very good point. So basically now, Jeremy, I thank you very much, man. That's, again, because I'm a very, very big believer of religion. If you don't mind, guys, I'm going to share a story. If it wasn't for the man upstairs, I would not be here where I am right now, especially with the life story I have or I went through. I believe, Paris, I shared that story with you off the air. If it wasn't for the man upstairs, I would not be standing right now talking. But I'm a firm believer. I live for it, and I thank God every day. I do my prayers, not to quote Hulk Hogan, but I do my prayers. I eat my vitamins every day. I always wake up every morning and I ask myself, how am I going to appreciate the people in my life today? I don't find out how I'm going to be negative and all that stuff because I just don't have room for it. So, but yeah, I have to give both you, and even though we're not talking about Paris, but I have to give both you and Paris credit to how you guys deal with such a dirty business and still be as religious as just the next person in your churches. So much, much, much credit to both of you.
Thank you.
My pleasure. So, guys, what I'm going to do now, I'm going to pass the microphone over to Paris. So, Paris, take it away.
Woohoo! Okay, so, hi, Jeremy. How are you doing?
Hey, I'm great.
That's fantastic. Anyways, so I remember you telling me at the shows that we were at that you did powerlifting, Kempo, and MMA before you did wrestling. So how did you leave all that and then just go to wrestling? I mean, did you just lose interest in it, or what was it?
I kind of just fell backwards into it. Let's see. I graduated high school, and I started doing, I did powerlifting in high school, and just carried over into, after I graduated, I started doing it on the amateur level. And I actually checked the website the other day. I still hold 18 records for the state of Mississippi under the APA-WPA organization for my age and weight class. But, I started doing powerlifting, got very good at it. The thing about powerlifting is it can tear your body down, lifting that heavy, that strenuous. And what eventually happened was I didn't stretch properly for years from doing powerlifting. So I got to where I couldn't touch my toes. Kind of embarrassing. And I had a buddy who did Kempo karate, and he started telling me, well, come over here, sign up, and you probably won't like it, but we do a lot of stretching and kicks, and, you'll limber your body up, and, you'll get some use out of it. So I went to a few classes, watched them doing that thing, and I finally decided, put up some money, and I started going up monthly. In about 3 years, I became a green belt. Got very flexible, to where I needed to be, and I still did powerlifting on the side, not as much. And through Kempo, I actually started doing point fighting tournaments. If you're not familiar with that, it's basically you and another guy. If you punch them and if you strike them in the body, you get 1 point. If you strike them in the head, you get 2 points. The first person to have a 5-point spread wins, or whoever has the most points at the end of 5 minutes. And I enjoyed point fighting, but here's the problem. At the time, I weighed about 260 to 270. I was the biggest guy at every tournament. The second biggest guy would always be like 170, 100 pounds less than me. And point fighting isn't about how hard I can hit you or how hard or quickly I can knock you down. It's about who gets the point, who gets to strike first. And I sucked at it, to be honest. I just couldn't, compete against someone that's quick. And I still enjoyed Kempo. I kept doing powerlifting. And then one day, I was going to a restaurant, had a flyer up over about an MMA show coming to the town. And then to my buddies, we did Kempo, and, we like fighting. We watch UFC all the time. We picked up the phone, called the ticket booth, which was number on there, which was actually the promoter. And we're like, hey, we're from this town. We want to fight. And sure enough, within 2 weeks, he had all three of us lined up for a fight. We started our own fight team and, started fighting, and actually fought one guy who actually tried out for UFC. He didn't make it, but, he tried out the second season. I thought that was pretty cool.
That is.
And the thing about MMA was I love to train, get out there, do the grappling. I love training. When I got time for the fights, my heart was only halfway in it. I don't know why. Just training, I could train all day long. I can get out there, train at 3 or 4 hours. Be great. Get ready for a fight. I'm excited, but I guess I never was into it. And one day, this is all while I'm doing Kempo and powerlifting also, I met this other guy who had just moved to town. It was actually an old boxing ring, and he had converted it into a wrestling ring. And he found out my background and what I did, and he convinced me to come, try it out. And went out there and tried in the ring, and I'm naturally athletic. And starting off, growing up, I watched wrestling a lot, but at this time, I didn't watch wrestling. So at the time when I was training, my goal was, hey, I'm gonna keep doing powerlifting and MMA, but Kempo and wrestling's gonna be something I do on the side. When I first started wrestling, I had a wrestling match maybe once every 4 months, every 3 months. I just, I wasn't into it. That's because of the people I was around and the person that trained me. Now, later on, I met some other guys, namely John Saxon, Adrian Whisper, Les Thatcher, Steve Anthony, started, getting with them. And they started actually showing me how I'm supposed to wrestle and, helping me out, went to seminars, and I got a completely different outlook on it. And from there, wrestling just took over powerlifting. It took over Kempo. It took over MMA. I wanted to be a wrestler then. And since then, it's pretty much consumed me, and that's kind of how I phased out of the other 3 sports.
That's pretty cool. So with all that being said, was it hard to transition from karate and MMA to wrestling? Was it just...
Yes, absolutely. For me it was, because I was used to, throwing kicks, full force, throwing punches, Whenever I would chain wrestle, I was really mad at wrestling because with the MMA, we learn a lot of jiu-jitsu. And I've actually incorporated that in some of my wrestling matches. I still do sometimes, but, starting off, I was rough. But, I've learned over time to know how to work.
Hold on. Okay, some reason my phone just cut out. Hello?
Yeah, still here.
Okay, I don't know what happened. Sorry about that. Yeah,
Cool.
What?
I forgive you this time.
Oh, whatever. You always have to forgive me. But most of you guys shut up.
Okay.
Okay. No. So, anyways, what I was going to say was, with me doing karate, it's still hard to this day to get into the groove with wrestling because, like you said, you learn to make contact, and then with wrestling, you're trying not to hurt the person,
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so off of that subject, how did you come up with the name Jeremy Awesome?
Well, it has nothing to do with Mike Awesome. That's first off. A lot of people think that, but and I did Awesome before the Miz did it. Hello?
Jeremy?
Yeah, can you hear me?
No, I think you're going to have to talk a little bit louder.
All right, can you hear me now?
Talk a little bit louder.
All right, what about now?
A little bit louder.
I can't get too much louder.
Okay. Is there a way you can turn on the volume, George?
Hold on. Okay, I raised it all the way.
All right, can you hear me?
Yeah, that's better.
All right, so question was, how did I come up with my name?
Yes.
All right, Well, like I said, first off, it has nothing to do with Mike Awesome. And I used the Awesome name before the Miz started using the gimmick. I get asked that a lot. Basically, me and another guy, when we started wrestling, we started a tag team. And each one of us went up under a completely different name. And, you know, people really like the tag team, really like the group, really like what we did. We got bookings, but our names didn't go together. We just, you know, it didn't look, our look didn't match our name. So, you know, we were at a show talking to, like I said, John Saxon and them, and they basically said, hey, guys, we really like y'all. Y'all are great. You know, y'all are new, but, you know, y'all got some stuff going on. I got some potential, but we need a different name. The name just isn't working. So we sat back and brainstormed a bunch of it, just, you know, me and him and 3 other guys, and we were just talking about stuff we liked, and at the time, all of us really enjoyed watching Tim and Eric's awesome TV show. And we just kind of looked at each other and was like, what about Justin and Jeremy's awesome tag team? And so that was it. We were born. Our tag team then became Justin and Jeremy's awesome tag team. Okay, now fast forward about a year and a half. Justin gets his knee injured. I think it's his ACL or his MCL or one of them. So I'm wrestling singles now. Well, you know, everywhere we're wrestling knows as Justin and Jeremy of the awesome tag team. That's how we were introduced. And now I'm a singles. So now I'm walking out to, you know, ladies, this is Jeremy of Justin and Jeremy's awesome tag team. After a while, Justin had to quit wrestling, so it started becoming, this is Jeremy of the awesome tag team. And one day I signed an autograph, and I don't want to sign autographs with Jeremy, so I want to put Jeremy of the awesome tag team, so I started putting Jeremy Awesome. And after a few shows, the announcers just started announcing as Jeremy Awesome, and it just kind of stuck from there.
That's crazy. So really, you didn't even plan on using that. It just came together.
Yeah, it was completely accident. They were thrown together as a tag team, and it just evolved and became what it became.
Well, that's cool. So I know that you get like a lot of bookings everywhere. So, did you have any doubts in wrestling?
Doubts as in if I would like actually be booked or
what? So, like, have you ever just thought that you just like you didn't agree with something, or that it just got too much for you that you just wanted to quit?
If it's too much for me, I've butted heads with several bookers because I look at psychology and storyline a lot. And if something doesn't make sense, I will voice my opinion. So like, hey, I know you're the booker, but why don't we try it this way or this way? You know, why are we going this direction when it hasn't been established? I look at psychology and storylines a lot. But other than that, as far as like my abilities, I've never questioned it. I'm not trying to say anything. I'm not bragging or nothing like that, but I've had a bunch of, veterans and older guys who have seen me work, I've been in the ring with, and, after the match I'll be like, hey, I've only been working for 2 years. And, they were astonished at how far along I already was, especially considering I didn't actually go to a wrestling school. So I was basically trained through several seminars through, Les Factor, people like that. Before I got most of my training was through seminars and.
Hello?
Yeah, hear me.
Okay, yeah. It just got really quiet all of a sudden. Well, now, would you recommend seminars to anybody? Or was it
absolutely? Yeah, absolutely. About 5-6 months ago, Luke Hawks had a seminar with Wildcats. You never quit learning. even when I went there, I knew a bunch of stuff already. I went there and I still learned a few new things that I hadn't actually considered or thought of before, and especially with him since he has a few ties with, WWE and stuff. And if you have a seminar near you, and it's a name or someone who's been around, gets her name out there, I definitely recommend going because one, you'll learn some stuff, and you never know who's going to be at these seminars. If you impress the right person, you might, you'll develop a connection or something right there, and all it takes is one connection and one great impression, and it might really get you somewhere. So yeah, there's a seminar or training school that was like a 3-day class or something. I highly recommend going and just busting your ass. Now, what do you got to lose?
That's good. Now, with you bringing up about connections and stuff and getting your name out there, I know that you have connections and that he travels throughout the state and whatnot. And I know that you have wrestled a bunch of people. Is there just one certain person that you just had a memorable match with him?
Probably the most memorable person I've wrestled is going to be Nathan Lawler / Nathan Christopher / Nathan Aldridge, whatever he wants to name himself. Honestly, me and him had a 17-month feud that accumulated in probably 22 matches all over the state, not just for one company, but all over Mississippi, and probably about 7 different companies. We were getting calls from companies to come in and just for me and him to wrestle. That's how big our feud got. And, we started drawing some major attention. So as far as my most memorable match and angle, it's going to have to go with him. And we also, we trained together coming up. So, we knew each other, and so we knew everything we're doing. We could really, light the house on fire on any given night.
Yeah. Why did you have to bring up that name? Anyway, be quiet, George.
Okay.
Okay, so I have one more question, and then I'm going to hand the mic back to Jorge over here.
Oh, my God.
Jorge.
Hey.
Yeah.
Don't you be calling me that now, too, Jeremy. Anyway, go on, Paris.
Okay. Is there any advice that you would like to give the newcomers in wrestling?
Yeah. First off, get trained. And when I say get trained, I don't mean go to some guy who runs out of a broke-down pool hall that has a wrestling ring that never wrestles outside of that town. I mean, go find a guy who has been places or a training facility, that's actually legitimate, with an actual trainer who is recognized and, wrestles outside that town, and actually get proper training. And for all the new guys, show respect. I mean, I don't know. I've go to a bunch of shows. I'm at the point where I'm meeting a bunch of newer guys now too, because I've been in it since 2005, and there's guys I've never seen who they just look at you like they're better than you, or they don't want to talk to you, or they think they're too good, or I don't know what their problem is, but you just got some new guys who just don't want to show respect, and they can get the boots put to them one day. I've seen it happen, and new guys get trained and they show respect. That's the first thing you need to learn, and I think everything else would pretty much fall in place easier. You get more bookings, people will like you, and that's my recommendation.
Well, that's some good recommendations, but we did lose Paris The line dropped, and I do apologize about that. It looks like the server. There you are, Paris.
Yeah, obviously my phone doesn't like interviewing Jeremy.
Well, you missed some great. Well, actually, then again, you also are listening while you're on the air over there, so you pretty much probably already heard all Jeremy's advice. But that was great advice, Jeremy. So I have to say so myself. Paris, because I know your phone was acting up. Was there any last things you wanted to mention before I take the mic, or?
No, I don't think so. If I come up with some more, I'll tell you.
Oh, okay.
Wait a minute,
right,
I do.
Oh, God.
Okay.
Notice how me and Jeremy both did the,
You know what? You guys can just go on somewhere.
Can we eat Taco Bell?
No.
Yeah.
Damn.
Nobody can talk about. Okay. So, actually, I have two. So, get used to it, you guys. If someone was to say Jeremy Awesome wrestles like blank, who would it be?
Oh, I get RVD a lot, honestly, because, you know, I'm a big guy, but I do a bunch of kicks, and I have taken on a few of his mannerisms from his spots that he likes to do, but overall, that's who I get the most. I've actually wrestled a show a year ago, and out of nowhere, the crowd started chanting RVD Sheamus, and that was a weird combination I've never put together, but
That's awesome. Well?
Yeah, I'm here. Jeremy, are you there?
Yeah, I'm still here.
I'm
Okay.
not used to Jeremy being quiet. Usually he was, I hate you, or stuff like that. Or call
I'm
me
never that. Man, you need to quit fibbing.
No, I'm not. You always call me midget. I'm not a midget.
I do that, I mean. 5 foot tall.
I now know what to call her on the off time. Thank you, Jeremy.
No. I'm not going to even call me Oompa Loompa. I'm not an Oompa Loompa.
Thank you for part 2. This is every time you call me Test Tube Baby. Now I'm gonna call you I'm gonna start singing the Oompa Loompa song.
You are a test tube baby. Shut it.
And you're an Oompa Loompa doopity doo.
Shush.
Anyway,
Okay.
Go on, Paris.
Okay. All right, I got one more question. If a fan wanted a day with Jeremy Awesome, what would the day be like? And what would you...
Repeat the question?
Geez.
That doesn't cut out.
Okay. If a fan wanted a day with Jeremy Awesome, what would the day be like, and what would you do?
Well, it'd be awesome, of course. I mean, what do you expect for an answer?
God,
okay, well,
I would probably ridicule them and do what they want to leave. I would give them an hour before I'm driving them crazy, to be honest.
Well, I mean, what would you do, though? I mean, would you guys go out to, like, somewhere, or would y'all stay home, or what?
And, of course, we go somewhere. I mean...
Reality Check Radio, where you could get your date on. I'm sorry. Just have to...
Oh, no, I've never listened to that question.
Yes. That's a question that you don't have an answer to.
I'd bring them to the tattoo shop, and we would chill, and they'd probably walk out with my name across their forehead. If they want to spend a day with me, they have to be a true mark. So what better way to be a true mark than to have Jeremy Awesome blasted across you? That's what's up. That's what we would do. They would get a Jeremy Awesome tattoo.
Well,
wow.
Jeremy, just throwing it out there, dude. The day I show up to Mississippi, and let's say if I wanted to hang out with you, I will so put that tattoo on my forehead. No, I'm just kidding. Wow, did I just go out there?
I would be embarrassed to have Jeremy's name across my forehead.
Ouch!
Longer than you are tall.
What?
Yeah, my name is longer than you are tall. That's why.
Yeah.
Ouch!
Oh my gosh. You know, see, this is what I deal with, George.
Burn! You got served! Anyway, sorry.
George, don't. No, not again. Don't even try.
Jeremy, I suck in slang, man. I suck in slang. I'm trying here.
Yeah.
Oh,
but anyway.
Swag, YOLO, 24/7.
Oh, no.
Hey, don't be hating. Don't be hating.
He hates YOLO.
I hate YOLO and I hate swag.
So basically, Jeremy, how, like, just to Paris, is there anything else?
Yes, there is.
Oh Lord, why do I even ask? Go ahead.
Okay, this will be my very last question. When he answers, I'll promise you I'll handle it back. I mean, hand it back. I handle it.
Wow, you can't even talk now.
I know. Okay. What does it feel like to still hold all those records in powerlifting?
Man, I mean, whenever I didn't know I broke the record the first time. I just went out there, competed, did my lift. You know, I got, first place at competitions, and like a month later, I got an envelope saying, "Hey, you broke this record and this record." And I was like, "Oh, well, that's cool. Let's see if I can break another one." And I jumped up to the next weight class. And within the course of 3 years, I broke, like I said, 18 state records, and I actually attempted to break the national deadlift record for the 342 19-year-old. The record was 615. I went for 620 and just could not lock the weight out. Got it up, stood up with it, but my knees would not lock out. So I was literally an inch from breaking the national record. A week before my birthday when I was 19. And of course, 2 weeks later, at the gym, I picked it up. But I was already out of the age group.
That's crazy. But, I mean, like, are you surprised that your records are still up from it being that long?
Actually, yes, because, I mean, I haven't really checked them. I'm talking to somebody about powerlifting, I might go check my records, and it's been probably 4 years since I've actually checked them to see if I even still had them. And yeah, I'm still surprised I haven't done it. Because, I mean, you got some kids out there that are, freakishly strong now. They're starting to lift, and they're very young. And I'm still surprised, honestly, that I have the records. But, I mean, that just proves that I am that awesome.
Oh, shoot. I want to go throw up. Jeremy is not so awesome.
I beg to differ, Oompa Loompa.
Oh, shush, okay? I should have never brought that up. Okay, well, Jeremy, I'm going to hand the mic back to George.
Thank you.
I'll be quiet.
Oh, okay, that's good.
Don't be calling me that. Anyway, so Jeremy, basically, before you go, my friend, how are ways that you fans could keep in touch with you? Social media, first off, and then basically, how can bookers keep in touch, get a hold of you for booking inquiries, and where can fans catch you next live?
If you want to contact me, bookers, message me. I have a Facebook page. It is Jeremy Awesome Jackson, but Awesome is spelled AWESOM, no E. Just get on there and contact me. And I would like to promote a few shows real quick.
Go right ahead.
On August 10th, for PWE in Kosciuszko, Mississippi, I will be wrestling the Prince of Pain, Joe Kane. For PWE, I am currently a two-time champion with a combined reign of 540 days. And also for the same company, November 16th, they are having the second annual Great Southern 8 Tournament. They basically take the 8 southern states, of course, and they pick some of the best wrestlers from each state. The only 4 listed as of now are Joe Kane from Texas, Sugar Dunkerton from Georgia, Jared Wayne from Texas, and Jeremiah Plunkett from Tennessee. If I am still the champion, I will be defending my title on that show. Also, I'm sure you've heard this, TWE is having a show August 24th. I don't have the actual town yet, but just stay posted on my page, and September 14th in Greenville. And for anybody who are a fan of TCW, which comes on Dish Channel 393 and Direct 604, Friday nights at midnight Central Time, just keep watching, because coming up soon you might see something kind of awesome on there.
Nice. Well, thank you so very much again, Jeremy, for coming onto the program here tonight. It was extremely fun. I just found out the new nickname for Paris, so it was an extremely fun interview. And again, thank you very much.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you,
Appreciate
Jeremy.
it. Yeah, okay. Thank you, sir.
All right, Jeremy. Well, have a great night, my friend.
You too. Take care.
All right. Bye-bye. All right, another great interview in the bag, and of course, you stealing the spotlight as pretty much the question stealer of the week of the night. Well, not the question stealer. That's the question bomber. I'll call you the question bomber, Paris Kelly. Wow, Paris Kelly. I can't even talk.
How are you gonna get my name wrong? I don't know who I am. Come on now.
Well, huh?
Now you are Jorge, the test tube baby.
And you are the question bomber, Paris Kelly.
Mine is better.
Okay, fine. Oompa Loompa, Paris Kelly.
Shut up. Come on now.
I was giving you a damn compliment, shoot. Anyway.
Hey,
guys. What?
Hold on. No, I want to promote something.
No. Okay, so
Come on,
go ahead.
Please.
Go ahead.
It's for one of your friends, okay?
Okay, go ahead.
If anybody wants to get any, graphics done, be sure to go to Harmony Graphics, because she just made an awesome picture for me, and I absolutely fell in love with it, and it was, one of the best things that I've seen. So if anybody wants to get graphics done, be sure to go to Harmony Graphics. Plus, you can like her page, which is obviously Harmony Graphics. So, yeah.
You're welcome. Anyway, so
gosh.
Anyway, so hey, you, huh?
I think that was pretty nice of me.
Yeah, I know that was guys. Make sure you record this episode because that's something you'll never find. Seriously. I know this as one of her best friends. I know this because it's hard for me to ever get a compliment out of her. But anyway, I ask her, hey, how do I look like this? And she says I look like a freaking hot mess. But anyway, so true story. But anyway, so guys, make sure that you tune in every Tuesday and Thursday to Reality Check Radio as we are changing the look of this network. As you already saw, brand new logo that was the idea by this young lady over here. On top of that, we're going to change the names of our links. Our links have already changed, like the Blog Talk Radio channel. Also, guys, make sure you like us on Facebook. Facebook.com/realitycheck1, soon to change as well. But guys, make sure you follow us. We always have random contests for all our fans. On top of that, guys, great guests every week, every Tuesday and Thursday, alongside with me and Paris Kelly every Tuesday, and Michael Griffey on Thursdays. But Paris, All right, so Paris, go right ahead. if you want to do your plugs.
Hold on.
Okay.
Man, I
Okay.
have this headache that is like across my forehead, and it's not working out for me right now. Okay, we're good now.
Wow.
Be quiet.
I thought you were talking about that you had a pimple across your forehead for some reason. But
no,
anyway, go.
A headband. It's like one of them like stretchy band thingies, and like I would put it on with one hand, and it was like taking up my whole entire face. Anyway,
I could actually picture that. That's the sad part. Anyway, go ahead, Paris.
Okay. Be sure to like me on Facebook, Paris Kelly, and be sure to like TWE, which is T.W.E.Total Wrestling Explosion. Be sure to go like that page, and I think that's it.
So, how can people contact you for booking, Paris?
They can go to the TotalWrestlingExplosion.com and ask for me, and yeah, I'm just gonna leave it at that for right now.
And how about your future appearances?
As Jeremy said, T, June, and I will all be booked on the same show, which it will be, and actually, somebody else will be booked on that show that you and I both know. It will be August 24th, I believe. If I'm right.
August 24th?
Right? Isn't it?
No, are you talking about the one that I'm going to be there now?
Yeah.
Now I think it's September 14th.
Okay, yeah. Oh, wow, my bad. Yeah, yeah, it'll be...
Swiping across the head there. Okay, go on.
And then August 24th will be Vaden. And then September 7th, it will be Nesbitt, Mississippi. And that will actually be a fundraiser for the church that my dad, Atomic Kid, me, and Kate and Kai go to. So that will be a lot of fun, and I highly recommend everybody to go there and show some support for this church. It's not just an original church. It's actually a biker church, which, yes, I am talking about motorcycles. And it's crazy, and we don't just listen to like hymnal music. It's actually like screamo, like Christian music. Oh, it's amazing. I love it. And the pastor is pretty awesome. So, like I said, be sure to support this church. Come out, bring your moms, dads, brothers, sisters, uncles, nieces, everybody, and be sure to come to this show.
All right. Well, guys, make sure that you're there at the TWE event come September as well. Be at every single TWE event. But if you want to actually meet me for the first time as the host of Reality Check Radio, I will be there on September the 14th for the big TWE show of the year. So I will be there. Great show. As a matter of fact, there's some great names that possibly will be on that show, too. I'm not going to reveal anything because that's TWE's job. But, guys, also I do have a major announcement. Starting next week, I believe. Paris, is it safe to announce?
I don't know.
What's happening next? What's starting next Saturday?
What's starting next Saturday?
Okay. Guys, we're in production of actually a first ever solo company radio show for Total Wrestling Explosion.
Oh,
so,
yeah.
Guys, huh?
I said, oh yeah, that.
Oh yeah, that. Anyway, starting next Saturday, guys, we are going to have a Total Wrestling Explosion radio not every Saturday, but maybe every other Saturday. Make sure you tune in starting next Saturday when I believe it's Paris Kelly and Miss Kendra that's going to be on this program, this same channel, okay, giving you every up-to-date news on TWE as they speak their minds on the TWE product, and on top of that they interview your favorite Total Wrestling Explosion superstars and what they have to say about their current feuds and so on and so forth. So I'm actually very, very much looking forward to that show. Actually, I will not be hosting that program. It'll be all Paris Kelly and Miss Kendra that will be hosting that program. I'll be backstage working the sound system for them. So basically, guys, make sure you start tuning in to that next Saturday.
You know you'll show your face up in that.
Oh, no, I will not. It's all you and Miss Kendra. Oh, no, I won't.
Yes, you will, because
no.
trust me, you need some help.
The what?
I said, I'm going to need some help.
I'll be there. I'll be working backstage. All you have to do is message me. I'll be there. But anyway, guys, for everyone here on Reality Check Radio, make sure you tune in to Reality Check again this coming Thursday at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. For everyone here on the network, I have to say good night. And I'll let Paris go ahead and close it off. Good night, Ann.
Huh?
Good night, Ann.
Good night, and what? I'm confused. Like,
good night and stay real, folks. Was that hard? Really? Good night, folks. Stay real.
Good night,
God.
Stay real.
Stop copying me.
Stop copying me.
Good night, folks.
Good
Stop.
Night, folks. Stop.
Reality Cage Network brings you two of the hottest internet programs dedicated to pro wrestling. Reality Check Radio every Tuesday and Thursday at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. And also Cage Heat, a little more rated M, every Tuesday at midnight Eastern Time. All on Blog Talk Radio. We bring you the hottest topics alongside with interviews with some of the biggest names and up-and-coming stars of the world of pro wrestling. So tune in and get your reality check. Follow us on Facebook at Reality Check 1, on Twitter at RC_CH_radio. Reality Cage Network, giving you a real dose of reality. 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 Real dose of reality.